God. Ezekiel 38 verses 1 to 12 tells you about the rise of Russia as a military power. We are seeing the signs already. It's beginning to want to show up again. So you watch out for that trend and see it. It mentioned other nations that Russia is going to connive with in the final, trying to annihilate Israel. And all those nations today, they exist. It talks about the Tarshish trade people. And the Tarshish trade people today is the Arab Peninsula of today. The Gog, you see there when you read that prophecy, is Russia. The Magog is the Central Asia, which includes the likes of Afghanistan and others. The Meshach you see in your Bible is the name given to Turkey then. Tubal is also in Turkey Peninsula. Persia is Iran. Ethiopian Kush is Sudan. Put is Libya in North Africa and North African countries. Is anybody still here with me? Yes, these things are real. When you read their old names, you don't study to find out, but which nation? Is there a nation called Gog today in the world? That's why we don't understand what the Bible is saying. European Union. European Union came into existence. There is a statement and a quote I want to read to you that should open up your heart as I close on this note. I just pray I get it exactly where I have it. Somebody said the European Union. Three things I want to talk about the European Union. When the idea of European Union came back again, it was just between three nations that decided to look and to talk about it. And they started as three nations that believe in one cause, and they wanted the same thing to happen. Now these three nations, when they went into whatever it is they had in mind to look at, they came up with very clear statements in some instances. And today the European Union have grown in number, and according to their number, the things happening in them is very, very, very scary to look at. Can you give me my slides, son, on the EU images? I want to show you this, and that's the best way I can just quickly explain this to you. Because there are things happening in our own time. This one is not happening anywhere. Start from the beginning. Now, you wonder what this image is. This is the image prophesied in the book of Revelations 17 and 13 of the great harlot riding the beast. Now, it will interest you to know that whether you call it anything, maybe artistic aesthetics, because we always find a name and grammar to confuse everybody. European Union have adopted this symbol and this logo, symbol of a logo, as an imprint on their building and the things they have. Go to the next slide. This is it. You see, this is where the concept comes from, and this is what it is. Now, I'm not going to explain this because we don't have the time. But this great harlot that will be married to this power has a role in the end time after the church is gone from the Antichrist moment. Read Revelation. Don't let us go too much. Tap. Next one. Look at this. This is now a monument clearly on and in front of their building, the European building. Clearly. You see? And you wonder, where did this people, how can they just come up with something like this? Go on. On their €2 currency, it's been debated now that that image is going to be on it. The harlot riding the beast. Is anybody still here? Tap to the next one. This is the former old coin that you see here. 1st century AD coin with Roman god Hercules, and a coin with a woman riding on the British in those days, when these two world powers were ruling. Now it's being revived. It is not fun. Go on. This is their building, their parliament building in Strasbourg in France, talking about the EU. It is called Tower of Babel. That's the official name. Oh, somebody says it's a coincidence. They're just using a word. Give me the next one. This is an artistic draw of the old Tower of Babel that was built by and attempted by great Nimrod in the Bible. Drawn with something. Now, EU picked it. You know, this is their flag thing. They picked it to make an advert. Europe, many tongues, one voice. The European Union used the Tower of Babel as a symbol in this poster promoting EU membership. Now go on, son. Now this is inside of the parliament. Inside this parliament building, this is the one in Brussels. They have in Brussels, they have in France. This is the one in Brussels. And this is the seat of all the parliament representations in European Union. Now this seat has numbers, one after the other. Now every other seat number is voted for and occupied until in recent time. But whenever until recent time, the number 666 and the chair 666 have always been left vacant. Oh no, it's a coincidence. It has always been left vacant. Now when people started raising voice on this, they said in recent times, or in the last I think short years, that there are people sitting on those seats now. A woman in one of the ones, maybe the one in Brussels, and then a man in the one in France. Go on. Now this is also their own Tower of Babel building officially, Crystal Palace. This is the one in Brussels. The other one is in France. Okay, go on. Now this is the way the inside looks like, and this is the seat arrangement. Now if you are to see these numbers, you see this one I shaded here. I shaded it not to miss. This is 665. This is 646. This is 4. No. But it's 666 is always vacant. Who has that seat? Take me further, young man. This is a publication of the European seats. While these seats are located to members, one seat remains unlocated and unoccupied. The seat 666. The relevant section of the seating plan provided to each member reads as follows. Now, if you take from 660, these are people occupying them, but this one is vacant. Then they continued here. It's a coincidence. Go to the next one. Now, this is a picture picked on the news while it was going on. U.S. surveillance program data going on. And this man was speaking. He's an Italian Christian Democrat, but it's an EU member. And he was a parliament member. And he was speaking. And I quote him what he says. Give me the next on the issue. Everybody see. See 666 in plain view right behind this man. My camera caught its interesting sight. And this is the quote from the Bible. The EU Parliament uses two buildings and both have a seat, 666, and neither one is vacant. The man was defending that. And it says in Strasbourg, the seat 66 is occupied by so-so-so, Limsek from Poland, and in Brussels is occupied by this man in Austria. This week, May 22nd to 25th, 2014, new European Union elections will be held, and the seat assignments will be changed again, the man said. But that is because the world started asking questions. But when the man who owns the seat shows up, the seat will be awarded him. If already the body from where the Antichrist will rule is being formed, the table and the platform is being set, don't let any preacher deceive you that you've got time. You better get serious with your Christian walk and get serious with God. And stop playing church. Face God. Face your Christian walk and make it at rapture. Make it at rapture. Time will not permit me to draw out some other quotes. Even from the first man. The first three nations that made, the man that brought the proposal about EU. He said, listen, that the systems of world running now is not working alone. He said, find us a man, whether devil or not, that will show us the way. Oh, by tomorrow I promise you I'll pull out the quotes for you and show you. It is real. The world's event tells you where you are going. From the things you see, you understand the things you do not see. Please, pastors, I begged you in the morning, take those flock to heaven and plan to go yourself. Do ministry the right way. Church members, stop looking for where it is only sweet and sweet and sweet. The truth may be bitter, but it makes your life better. That is what saves you. Please clap if you are clapping. It deserves a clap. I want to stop here because the science goes on and on. If I move into some of the signs that the Bible prophesied that will happen even after the rapture, you will know that this thing is more than real. It's time for the church to arise. When I say church, I mean you and I, the believer. There is yet 7,000 that have not bowed their heads to bow. May that 7,000 arise and be change agents in these latter days, in the mighty name of Jesus. Because when the chips were down, God depended on them to pull the string through in Israel. I want to commend you unto whom who is able to keep you from falling. You're already in faith, you will not fall. And in case you are not serious about your faith and you want to dedicate your life tonight, I will be glad to receive you. This is not a matter of who is looking at me and who's watching me. It's a matter of your own life. In case you have not given your life to Christ and somebody brought you in here, God is here to receive you unto faith. You understand what I'm saying? That this matter is too urgent for me to be in a hurry. It's too serious for me to be in a hurry. I'd rather spend 3 hours, 5 hours looking at these truths than to leave it to chance and say I have somewhere to go. Where is it that I'm going that is more important to what will tell me where I should go and how I should behave where I am. I will no longer handle the things of God the way the world wants me to handle it. Pressure of work, pressure of this, want you to spend 6 hours, 18 hours for them, 20 hours for them, and give God 1 hour. End time Christians, the anointing of steadfastness is needed. You cannot run your Christian life that way in this end time and be good enough for a good rapture. 10 virgins were waiting for the groom. Did you hear me say 10 virgins, sir? Yes, sir. 10, which means the 10 of them kept themselves. They are serious people, so to speak. But there is a little attitude in 5 that they are not taking heed to. Attitude of procrastination, attitude of I will do it tomorrow, attitude of it's not that serious, it's not that important. And And for that, I believe that when the other 5 were going for extra oil, they invited them. They said, what? My lap is full. The groom won't waste that time. Before this one finishes, he will come. They said, but let's have it in case. They said, no, I'm sure the groom will come on time. They argued for nothing, forgetting that the groom never gave them time. The same attitude. You may be in faith, already born again. You are looking nice as a Christian. You are a virgin. In other words, you've not bowed your head to Baal. But ladies and gentlemen, leave this attitude of complacency, attitudes of procrastination, not taking everything serious. Somebody say, your own Christianity is too serious. Me, I know they do that one. No. Look, I'm born again like this. I'm going to heaven, but your own too much for me. Hey! Attitudes of the 5 foolish virgins that will make you not to take extra oil. They are virgins. They are qualified to be taken by the groom. They made it. They are waiting for the groom, but they have lost something important. They did not prepare for the eventuality. We may say it's today and it is tomorrow. We may say it's tomorrow and it is today. Why don't you prepare and even over prepare? Tap your neighbor, tell your neighbor, if anybody tells you your own Christianity is too tough, tell them that is the best way, please. Because that's what killed the 5. That's